Hello, welcome to Guidancy Education channel. In this video, we are continuing class 11 chemistry, chapter 2, structure of atom. We will see the topic that is discussed. The topic discussed is part 4 under quantum mechanical model, shape of s orbital and nodes. Under that, we will discuss wave function, formula to calculate wave function versus distance curve. Probability density. Definition of probability density. Formula to calculate probability density. Probability density versus distance curve. How to calculate the number of nodes. How to confirm the shape of s orbital. Differences between the s orbitals. This video will be definitely of great use to you. I have discussed large number of points which are important from competitive exam point of view also. So watch the video completely without skip. If you think the video is useful, do like the video, share the video with your friends who may also be benefited, and also give me your feedbacks as comments in the comment box below. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, do subscribe it now and also press the bell button so that you get intimated as soon as new videos are posted. Thank you very much. Now let us start the class. Our topic is shape of atomic orbitals and nodes. First we will discuss shape of s orbital and then pass on to nodes. Let us recall what is orbital. Orbital is a region in space around the nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. What is node? It is the region where the probability of finding the electron is nil or 0. That is no probability region. So the electron is going around the nucleus in a region in space. So we have to understand the shape of this region. That is what we mean by shape of atomic orbital. How do scientists get this shape? It is obtained from the value of the wave function. Each electron has a particular energy and it is decided by its wave function. Now, the wave function depends on the first three quantum numbers, that is principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number. Principal quantum number denoted by n, azimuthal quantum number represented by L, magnetic quantum number represented by ML. Azimuthal quantum number L is allotted numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. For these values of L, there are certain orientations given by ML. And the orientations are represented from negative L through 0 to positive L. The magnetic quantum number or the orientations for s subshell are called s orbital. Those for p are called p orbitals. Those for d are called d orbitals and so on. You should not confuse this with spdf, which are really subshells. We are talking about the magnetic quantum number for spdf and they are named after their letters. Since each electron has a particular energy, it has a specific wave function also. In this video, we will be discussing the shape of s orbital, variation of wave function with reference to distance, and variation of probability density with change in distance. Every principal quantum number has s orbital. They are differentiated as 1s, 2s, 3s and so on. The wave function of the electrons present in these different s orbitals also will be different. So the wave function is given certain subscripts psi followed by n, which is the number of principal quantum number, then L, which is the number of subshell, and then also the magnetic quantum number ML. So for 1s orbital, it can be written as psi 1 0 for s. and another 0 for ml. I hope you understand this. This is how the wave function for 1s electron is represented. In a similar manner, the 2s electron can be represented as psi 2 0 0 0. So this is how it is represented. Now we have to understand the graphical representation of the variation of wave function and probability density for 1s electron with reference to variation in distance of the location from the nucleus. For this, we need to know the value or magnitude of this wave function. Solution of Schrödinger equation gives the magnitude of wave function. Quantum mechanics is a very advanced topic. Our syllabus does not include that, yet I will give a few points in very simple terms so that you can understand and appreciate the graph. Okay. When Schrödinger equation is solved for an electron in a particular energy level, that is orbital, the wave function, the orbital wave function of the electron is given by the formula 1 by root of pi multiplied by r naught raised to 3 multiplied by e raised to negative r divided by r naught. This is true for any electron in any energy level or any electron with any energy. How can it be explained? This is because the orbital wave function of the electron depends upon r, that is the distance of that electron from the center of the nucleus. How is the distance of the electron from the nucleus considered? Suppose there is an electron somewhere here in space. Its position can be explained with reference to the three orthogonal coordinates x, y, and z. This is the origin. It is supposed to be right on the nucleus. So from this point up to this point, this is r. The electron is revolving around the nucleus. This type of orthogonal coordinates represents spherical shape with the nucleus in the center. So this distance becomes the radial distance. The electron is moving in a wave pattern and it will have different distances from the nucleus. For all these distances or values of r, the wave function is calculated. Anyway, for 1s orbital, how do we represent this wave function? Psi 1 0 for S, that is the value of L, and then magnetic quantum number 0. Okay, the parameters here, E is a constant, R naught is Bohr radius, and R radial distance of the location. Psi is the wave function. Another quantity derived from this wave function is what you call radial probability density, psi square, radial probability density. What is the expression? This expression on the right hand side of this equation is multiplied by itself. Then the expression becomes 1 by pi multiplied by r naught raised to 3 multiplied by e raised to negative 2r by r naught. The root is removed. The wave function as well as probability density, that is radial probability density, depends on the distance r. It is represented in the form of two different graphs. We will see that. But before that, what is the need for finding this radial probability density? This is found out because the orbital wave function psi has no physical significance. So the shape of the orbital cannot be predicted or determined from wave function alone. It only tells us about the path of the electron. In order to find the location, we need the radial probability density, that is psi square. Now let us see how the graph is represented. This graph represents the variation of psi, that is the wave function with distance for 1s orbital. Psi is taken along this axis. This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, this is the origin. The distance r is taken along this. What is it that you understand from this graph? Wave function is maximum near the nucleus. This origin corresponds to the location of the nucleus. As the distance increases, the corresponding values for psi, that is wave function, decreases. Now let us see the second graph. This also is for 1s, but the quantity taken along the y-axis is psi square. This is the origin. This is the distance. Probability density, that is psi square, gives the probability of finding an electron at a particular distance. The graph looks more or less the same. Psi square or the probability density, radial probability density, decreases or falls as the distance increases, rather more sharply than the wave function. Why do we use the term radial probability? Because as I told you earlier, this coordinate is for a sphere. So this distance is radial distance. So when the radial distance increases, the probability of finding the electron decreases. Or in other words, the probability of finding the electron is maximum around the nucleus. This can be plotted as another diagram called electron cloud diagram or dot plot. Here you find the central portion very bright. It shows that probability density at that central portion, that is right on top of the nucleus, is much greater than the probability density away from the nucleus. Here I have shown it in light color. This light shade color or light shade suggests that the probability is less. This is for 1s orbital. The same diagram can be represented in another way, which is called boundary surface diagram or contour diagram, where we give the boundary of this probability area. That is the region where there is probability, including 92% to 98% of probability of finding the electron. The surface of this whole space enclosing the probable area is represented by the boundary surface diagram. Such a line does not exist in the atom. You have to imagine it in the form of a ball, that is a sphere. The surface of the sphere looks like a circle in two-dimensional picture. There is 92 to 98% probability of finding the electron within the surface. I hope it is clear. So we have discussed the variation of wave function with reference to distance and also the variation of radial probability density with reference to distance. We have also seen the shape of 1s orbital and we take it as spherical. Now we will pass on to the shape of 2s orbital and the two different graphs with reference to the 2s orbital. After that, we will discuss the criteria on which we take the s orbital as spherical. Okay, come. See the two graphs I have provided. The first one shows the variation of wave function with respect to distance for 2s orbital. The second one shows the variation of radial probability density with reference to distance. Compare this with the corresponding graphical representation for 1s orbital. You can easily notice that they are different. Let us see the details. Wave function for 2s orbital is represented as psi 2 for n, then 0 for s and 0 for magnetic quantum number. The wave function is plotted along the y-axis and distance r is plotted along the x-axis. You can see the wave function is maximum around the nucleus that is, at the origin. As the distance of points from the origin increases, the wave function falls. This is the origin, corresponds to the location of the nucleus. This distance, the wave function is maximum. When the distance increases, the wave function decreases. And at a particular distance, the wave function becomes zero. For further increase in distance, the wave function decreases further. It becomes less than zero. And then after a certain peak, again increases. But still it is in the negative y-axis. What happens when radial probability density psi square is marked against the distance r? Probability density decreases with increase in distance up to a certain point, and after that point where the probability density becomes equal to zero, then when the distance increases further, the probability increases, reaches a certain maximum, but this maximum is less than the first peak, and then it decreases further. So in this case, unlike the 1s orbital, the radial probability density curve shows a sharp decrease at the point marked B. Here there is no probability of finding the electron at this distance. This region where the probability is zero is called the node. For 2s orbital, there is one node. Remember, for 1s, there is no node at all. Now, we will see the dot diagram or the electron cloud diagram of the probability. This brightly colored portion corresponds to this region A in the graph. That is where electron density is maximum. After that, there is a region where there is no probability of finding the electron. It corresponds to this clear region where there are no electrons or dots marked. After that, the probability slightly increases, marked by the region C, but it is much less than what you find for A. So this is shown in light color. This region where there is no probability of finding electron, which corresponds to point B on the graph, is called the node. For 1s orbital, there is no node. For 2s orbital, there is one node. If you do this for 3s, you will get two nodes, and so on. The number of nodes is related to the principal quantum number and the azimuthal quantum number L. Number of nodes for an orbital is given by n minus L minus 1. Let us apply this for 1s. For 1s, this becomes equal to 1 minus L value is 0 minus 1 becomes 0. So for 1s, there is no node. For 2s, how we can represent that? N is equal to 2 minus S is equal to 0. 2 minus 0 minus 1. That will be equal to 1. So the 2s orbital has one node. You can apply this for any orbital to find out the number of nodes. Okay. Yes, orbitals, whether it is 1, 2, 3 or 4, whatever be the principal quantum number, it is spherical in shape. For example, for the 2s orbital, the boundary surface diagram will also be spherical. On what basis or criteria do scientists fix the shape of s orbital as spherical? There are two ways in which scientists confirm that the s orbital is spherical. One is that the probability of finding the electron in the s orbital at a given distance in all directions around the nucleus will be identical in the form of a sphere. The probability all over this distance will be the same. That suggests that it is a sphere. I have noted that point here. See that the second criteria or basis on which it can be confirmed is that for the azimuthal quantum number equal to L, that is, it is equal to 0, that is letter S, the orientation is only one. The shape which has only one orientation is the sphere. So the S orbital is spherical. So we conclude that the shape of S orbital is spherical. Though all the s orbitals resemble in their shape, they differ in 2 points. One is that they have different numbers of nodes. The other point is that their energy is different. The energy of 1s is less than 2s, less than 3s, and so on. I have accommodated these 2 points in the available space. I hope it is clear. I hope these points are quite clear. We have to discuss another concept called radial probability density function and the graph related to that. Radial probability density function curve. The shape of that graph will be different. We will discuss that in the next video. I strongly believe that this video was of great use to you and you would have understood a number of difficult points here from this video. If you think the video was useful, do like the video and share it with your friends who may also be benefited. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, do subscribe it now and also press the bell button so that you get intimated as soon as new videos are posted. Thank you. Take care. We will meet in the next video. Bye till then.